Enhance vision. Empower life. Vision Care.
Upon a request made by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa from the Government of India, Sri Lanka received its first consignment of the Oxford AstraZeneca-developed COVID-19 vaccine manufactured by the Indian Institute of Serum. Sri Lanka received 500,000 doses of the vaccine under the Indian initiative Vaccine Maitri, which provides the vaccine free of charge to neighbouring countries. The vaccination program commenced at the Infectious Diseases Hospital under the auspices of State Minister of Primary Healthcare, Epidemics and COVID Disease Control Dr. Sudarshini Fernando-Pillai and the Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Gopal Bagle.
We have been investing a lot of public funds to look after COVID patients in Sri Lanka. We have spent nearly 110 billion rupees on the whole operation so far. And then for PCR alone, we have been spending about 100 million a day, Excellency. All these things shows the importance of the public health action in Sri Lanka towards the people of this country. I hope that with the assistance of India, we will be able to declare that we are one of the first countries in the world to cover the whole population with vaccines and say that we are one of the safest countries in the world in time to come.
Assigning this responsibility to a separate minister indicated the seriousness with which the government of Sri Lanka had taken steps to counter this disease and was looking for options like a vaccine. In matters of such diseases, international cooperation is an imperative. And no country, no matter how strong its resources, how capable its scientific and medical force, no country could fight this disease on its own. So the international cooperation is the key to fighting this pandemic the world over. Our neighbors are our first priority. And even within neighbors, Sri Lanka occupies a very, very special place in the hearts of India, in the hearts of Indians. Also, we hope that this vaccine will not only save many more lives, but help the economy open fully. And it will help instill confidence in the people that this disease is going to be over soon. And the normalcy, the normal life as we have known it before the onset of COVID is right around the corner. I was very moved to see that Honorable President himself was at the airport to receive the consignment. It speaks volumes about not only his priority for the people's health, but also the high significance that his government and his leadership attaches to relations with India. We are very deeply honored.
This is only the beginning. I am sure there will be a day very soon that all of us will be able to say that our population is fully vaccinated and that we have won this war against this unseen enemy. Today we have come a long way with certain successes, but sometimes failures as well. When the enemy is not defined, you can have failures. But I always take strength that Sri Lanka's record of human development, well-being of the people, education, it has stood tall in the whole world, particularly in the developing world. Yesterday we saw the rankings where Sri Lanka is placed 10th, but there was a time when we were just in the second place. That is when we had almost zero numbers. Today we start another campaign. By the end of the year, we should be able to vaccinate at least 65% of the population. The way the parameters have been worked, I want to assure you, it has been worked out on certain criteria. No favoritism. It's for those who qualify to get this vaccine that the vaccine will be given, and that we will strictly adhere to.
Initially, we had planned to commence vaccination towards the mid-February or early March, but because of the cordial relationships between India and Sri Lanka has enabled us to start ahead of schedule. We are proud we are controlling COVID while opening the country gradually, and this has been possible because of the political commitment. The political commitment was demonstrated yesterday because the head of state himself went to the airport to receive the donation.
The first dose of the vaccine was then administered to the senior consultant physician at the Infectious Diseases Hospital, Dr. Ananda Vijay Vikrama. The second jab was given to the chief nursing officer at the hospital, Geethani Odugam Korala. The staff of IDH Hospital, who have been playing a major role in the fight against COVID-19 since the first detection of the virus in the country, were also vaccinated. Minister of Health Pavitra Vanyarachi, who is currently being treated at the intensive care unit of the hospital after contracting the virus, sent a congratulatory message on the commencement of the inoculation program. In a statement, the minister says that she is dedicated to vaccinate the entire population and eradicate the virus from Sri Lanka. The vaccine was then administered to the frontline health workers of the security forces. The army personnel received their jabs at the army hospital in Colombo. The event was graced by Commander of the Army and Head of the National Operations Centre for Prevention of COVID-19, General Shavendra Silva. The frontline workers of the Air Force were then administered with the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, with Director of Health Services of the Sri Lanka Air Force, Air Vice Marshal Lalit Jayavira, receiving the first dose. Sri Lanka Navy, who played a significant role in controlling the first wave of the virus, too received their jabs of the vaccine today. They were vaccinated at the Valisara Naval Base, which happened to be the nexus of the biggest cluster during the first wave. Meanwhile, police media spokesperson DIG Ajit Rohana states that the vaccination of police officers will begin on Sunday the 31st at the police hospital. He added that another program to vaccinate police officers will be implemented on the 2nd of February at the police hospital located in the area of Kundasale in Kandy. Meanwhile, further inoculation of health workers was conducted at several other hospitals in the Western Province. Medical staff of the National Hospital received their first dose of the vaccine.
We are giving it in 4 places since we have a very large staff, and our plan is to give vaccination for all the staff within few days, and also not only the staff, even the supportive staff like security and cleaning staffs, and everybody who is attached to the hospital will be given. We hope to cover this whole staff within 3 days. Definitely that will help us to uplift our services. So I think it's a very good gesture by the government to identify to give this vaccine first to the health staff.
Health staff at the Lady Ridgeway Children's Hospital in Buralla too were vaccinated today. The Colombo South Teaching Hospital in Kalubovila is also among the hospitals which administered the first doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine today. The health staff of the Colombo East Teaching Hospital, Colombo North Teaching Hospital and the Homagama Base Hospital were also inoculated. In addition, the vaccination of medical staff members at hospitals outside the Western Province also commenced today. The vaccination program covering the entire island is scheduled to begin tomorrow. The Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine stands out among other vaccines developed in the world against COVID-19. Clinical trials have proved the efficacy of the vaccine to be between 62 to 90%, and it does not require extremely cold temperatures for storage, carrying the ability to be stored in temperatures ranging from 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. It is also the vaccine with the least side effects reported, and so far none of the Sri Lankans vaccinated today have reported experiencing any side effects. A person must receive 2 doses of the vaccine, and the number of doses currently available facilitates the vaccination of 250,000 people. In the meantime, we spoke to Sri Lankan ambassador in China, Dr. Palitha Kohana, who revealed that talks to obtain China-developed vaccines are underway.
I've been talking to Sinopharm and Sinovac for the last 3 weeks. We have had intense discussions on how the procedures for making the vaccine available for Sri Lanka. I've also spoken to the Foreign Ministry about it because judged that it will be useful to have some political encouragement as well to obtain the vaccine. I think at this stage 300,000 doses have been mentioned, but that's only an initial offer. My understanding is that it will be a donation. Our president wrote to the president of China seeking China's assistance with the vaccines, and I think China's response has been very favorable, very positive. China provided mid-offer about a week ago, so I suppose now it has to process the offer and ensure that the vaccine is made available locally.
Ayush Karabu Neti Danta Lepaya Shaktimat Datti Palakata